Hello, everybody. Welcome to my post 4th of July 5th, Sunday night ramble. So last night I was on for an hour, wandering around the neighborhood looking at all the fireworks for the 4th of July. And because it's Sunday, we have a long week, and that's not really a lot. Well, for some it might be a long weekend. I think some people might have gotten Friday off and some people might have gotten Monday off, or both, or whatever. So this is a little bit of a long weekend for people. And so we might get round 2 of some fireworks. So somebody just put off some, a nice one over here. And when I ended my live after an hour of wandering around looking at some really fantastic home fireworks shows, it kicked off again, and I came back here and I sat back here and had a lovely finale of the back here. So I wish I was able to have stayed live for that. That was really cool. So maybe they'll do a little bit of a finale, or a what is that called? Was it a finale night or whatever? I don't know. But I hear some fireworks now. They're going off. I thought I'd come live and see if we can't catch a few more fireworks. I missed the sunset. I was busy doing other things. And now is when I am coming live. So I thought a post 4th of July live might be fun. So I might be on for just a few minutes or maybe a while. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the night brings. Maybe we'll get some more fireworks. That would be really, really cool. We've got Venus up there anyway. And we'll see what else we have. So I do have my live event coming up. Check out the link in the description. I think the link is to my free app. I have a free app that I created to guide you through inner work. All kinds of good stuff in there. Check it out. Totally free. Doesn't cost anything or require any kind of payment or anything. You just use it. But I have some things in there like my live events that you can do. So scroll down to the event page and check out what that is. If you are in Arizona or will be in Arizona next Sunday, you can come to my live event and have some fun at my sound and movement experience. And if not, you can just have a lot of fun doing some inner work in the free app. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to try to catch some fireworks at this point, and if I have a thing or two to ramble on about, I will hop in and ramble on. If you want to jump in the chat. Uh-oh, the neighbor's dog is going to start barking. I'm going to mute when the neighbor's dog starts barking because it's very distracting. But he didn't start, so if you want to hop into the chat, do so. Let me know where you're at. I'd love to know where you're coming in from. There's the possibility of coming from anywhere, so let me know where you're at and what time it is and what your sky is doing and what you are doing maybe, or whatever you want to share. And if you are celebrating a special holiday or a special day or something, or maybe the fireworks you are running from are not fireworks, but they are, maybe there's a war, so maybe you're in a war zone or something. Whatever it is, let me know. We can share some time and space together and make the best of the lives that we have. Oh, hey in the chat. Let's see. We have Voidful Mind. Excellent name. Thank you for hopping in. The naked man fears no pickpocket. That is very true. That is uh, that is very true. But he might fear other things, though. So he's got to be thick-skinned or tough-skinned or whatever um, to help him with other things that are might be an issue. But welcome to my night time. Hi, Patty Gotcha Wolf. Hi, welcome to my nighttime post 4th of July. And Eric Draven 37. Hello, welcome in. Eric says that he is scared. No need to be scared, Eric. It is just a July 5th night here in Arizona, and let's see, it's 8:56. It's almost 9 o'clock at night, so I missed my sunset, and I missed the one firework that popped off over there earlier. And I don't know that anybody's going to pop anything off again. I really hope they do. I'd love to see some more fireworks. It was fantastic last night. I thought it was the best I've seen in my whole entire life. Like, in a domestic setting, that was really really incredible. I think fireworks just became legal in Arizona not too long ago, but not too many years ago. I think they've been legal for a good 10 years, but maybe it's been a shorter time. But it's taken a little while for people to really get into it. And last night they were just showing out. It was fantastic. Fireworks all over the sky. So it was really fun to drink my margarita and walk around the neighborhood and see all of the best fireworks in town, probably. So I was talking with my son's friend, and they were in a different um, neighborhood, and they were disappointed. They said there wasn't a lot going on. I said, "Oh my God, really? We had so much going on over here. It was really fun." So not everybody had the same experience. So I walked up to the park and had a good panoramic view of several of the neighborhoods, and there were quite a few fireworks. So I'm surprised that they didn't have too much where they were at. But it's also a hot night. It is 95 degrees. I have no idea what that is in Celsius. I think that's pretty much what everybody else uses for temperature. But we use Fahrenheit, and let's see, what would that be in Celsius? 60, 70, 80, 60, 70, 80, 90, 65 degrees? Is it 30 degrees difference or something? 66 is 65 degrees Celsius really hot? I don't know, but 95 degrees at 9 o'clock at night is quite warm. And I guess we're going to have some high heats for the next few days. So we'll see how that goes. So it's quite the warm night right now. A little bit of a breeze, making it a little bit better. And I didn't want to, I guess I could pour another margarita over some ice and get down with that. But I spent the day reflecting. One of the things that I do offer on my in my premium section is hypnosis, and so I was experimenting with some regression scripts today, and just resting and sleeping and going in and out of hypnotic states. And that was quite interesting. I was trying to uncover some connections, and I got some interesting information. I was visited by a childhood friend, a high school friend that I haven't seen in, a good decade. And it was interesting to get the information that she gave me in the hypnotic dream state. I'm going to mute, maybe? Yes, I'm going to mute. Okay, the dog is done barking, but um, so yeah, I got some really good information, and I recommend doing some hypnosis and playing with regression and going back and seeing what the past has to. It's not really the past, it's just reflective, and your mind can give you so many answers. And going back to the chat, so Eric Draven says that the sky is beautiful. Yeah, even the night sky can be really, really pretty. And Eric asks if I'm from this planet because he says that he is not from this planet. Um, that's a tricky question to answer. Uh, you know, I don't really, I'm not saying, that planets aren't real and whatever, but I have it's really hard to say what it is that we, what this experience really is. Um, Everybody has their own unique experience, whether it's a person right next to you, your brother, sister, mother, whatever. Everybody's experience is so unique, and it's so different than the person next to them because, we each have a piece of the puzzle that creates this reality. So I see this existence as reality, not necessarily a place. It's a reality that we're all experiencing. So in a way, I can understand what you're saying in terms of that, like whether or not we're from the same planet or whatever. That may be. I'm not saying that that isn't true, but each experience is more a shift in reality than really a shift in time, space, or location. So yeah, you can. So Eric goes on to say that he woke up at the age of 7. One day I woke up and I was already 7 years old. Yeah, that can happen. We can wake up and be somewhere where we didn't realize, or wake up in a different body, or wake up in a different state or time or whatever. Um, some people talk about their DMT experiences and things like that, and they take the DMT or whatever, and they'll go into whole different lifetimes. I was listening to somebody's expose or whatever on themselves and their DMT experience, and they talked about waking up in a completely different life and then being in that life for like 20, 30 years, living and then dying and then waking back up having really only spent 10 seconds in a DMT trip in the original body. So what we experience and what it really is, are we on different planets? Is this a simulation, or, who knows? But how I think of it is as points of consciousness. I have to treat it in that general way because everybody has a different experience that they talk about, whether they share a near death experience or just a waking experience of something like what Eric is sharing, where you wake up and you're a 7-year old not having remembered the first 7 years of your life. Um, it's an experience, and we don't exactly know what in the world is going on. But if you think of it in terms of a point of consciousness and how you emanate into the reality that you emanate into, raises questions, and that can happen probably an infinite number of ways. But Eric and whoever, you sound like a deep thinker, and I like to think deeply. And I relatively recently, I think in February, I started writing thought pieces. I started writing articles that I post in different places, but I had finally got the sense to just put them into my app. And again, my app is totally free, so you can just go in there and use it and look. But anyway, I put the articles in there. I think I've got 6 or 7 of them now. And, I'm bringing up some of these ideas and concepts. And so if you want to know more about how I kind of think about things and the ways that I organize my thoughts for different topics and things, check out my articles. You might find one interesting, or it might give you some insights into how you perceive reality and so forth. I think my latest one is on uncertainty, certainty versus uncertainty, and that's a real. I like that piece. And there's another one on the sensual nature of reality, and how um, polarity in general is a sexual concept, and that the movement that creates separation is basically what creates the fragments that we see in reality. It's kind of what creates the fractals. So in my mind, this is all according to me, and so it's my opinions, but what uh, all of the things that we see in our reality are fractals that it's created by the movement of separation. And I think that's a really, to me, it makes sense as to how the how we experience this reality, the things that we, things in general, manifestations in general, are a product of movement, a product of polarity, and in a movement of separation. And it's a beautiful opening up, and that opening creates these things like this tree here, and the stars in the sky, and ourselves, and each of the things, including ourselves, is a piece of the whole. And so while we may be similar and approximate each other in terms of distance and similarity, we're by nature very, very unique. And each of us has a unique piece that we hold. And so that's why I created my app. I created it to celebrate my own authenticity and celebrate my journey to find my own authenticity. And I wanted to make it available to everybody else, the different tools and things in there to help people on their journey of discovering their own authenticity and putting it out into the world and displaying it and demonstrating it so it's not hidden. We hide it, and that's where we get into trouble, is when we hide it. All right, let's see what else is in the chat. Okay, Eric says that he just one day woke up, he saw a bright light, and he woke up in his grandmother's house. I think you would do, so like I was saying, that regression, do some hypnotic regressions. I've got some stuff in the app if you want to go in there and check it out, but do some hypnotic regression and see if you can't uncover what was before those memories, or what was before your existence at 7. Sometimes that kind of thing happens for a reason. Maybe you've set it up that way so that you don't know, or it creates a condition for a certain kind of life lessons for you to learn, and certain kind of consciousness that you're trying to build for yourself. So, I do see this reality, this earth planet or whatever that we are sharing right now, as a a training gym, a consciousness gym. And I think we structure the lessons and things like that for ourselves so that we can develop tools that we later use in other realms or in other existences or whatever. So maybe your life, the way it's happening for you now, is purposeful. It's helping you to develop a certain consciousness muscle so that you can go and do or achieve or whatever somewhere else. Let's see, MGPR7JG says that I'm wonderful. Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, and you did the same thing last night. Very cool. Well, let me keep reading. You've expired, but I'm still here. Okay, I've glimpsed to the other side. All right, awesome. River of consciousness. Yeah. It's beautiful on the other side, he says. Very cool. The other side feels the same way, just higher. Interesting. Okay. We are all part of the highest one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there is only one, and we're all part of that. And this separation, it's a it, I guess it's not what we want per se. We all want to go back to source and all of that, but the separation is also beautiful. It gives us something unique to experience. Is that artificial experience of separation? There's a beautifulness in it, even though it's like bittersweet, and it creates that soul yearning. But that's part of the beauty. Like, love is that way. We want to experience love, but in a lot of ways, you have to artificially experience the absence of love to really feel the juiciness of love. So, yeah. Okay, so MG says again that I'm wonderful and thank you. I appreciate that. Gratitude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have gratitude for you for hopping in here and sharing my night with me, my July 5th. I don't know where anybody's at. In America, July 4th is like a big deal. It's a big holiday, a big summer holiday. And so I'm making fun of it by, celebrating I celebrated the 4th, but, I'm milking it by also celebrating the 5th as the adjacent day, just to have fun with things. So that's all in the chat. Thank you guys for hopping into the chat and hopping in and having a beautiful post July 4th, aka July 5th night with me. I heard a lot of firecrackers and fireworks going off, and I saw one before I went live, but I was hoping we would get the gift of something popping off right in front of us right here. That would have been super cool. Venus down there is what we get, and that is enough. It's beautiful enough to see the stars and the clouds and the things like that that we get every day as our daily gift. These distant stars highlighting separation, but also hinting at oneness as well. But all right, I guess I'll leave it there. I've been on for 28 minutes. My goodness. Thanks for hopping in, guys. Check out my links in the description. Use the free app if you're in the United States, and especially in Arizona. And if you'll be in my neck of the woods next week, come and see me. Buy a ticket. Or, if you're a promoter or something like that, I could use some help selling tickets. I'm not really a salesperson, but I want people to come and enjoy my offerings and experience me and my way of thinking live. So if you want to collaborate or something like that, let me know. Send me a comment or reach out or whatever. Other than that, I will see you on the next. See you on another one. Good night.